Welcome back to the channel, guys. I hope you're having a great evening. So this is going to be a very interesting video today. We're going to talk about the idea that I've been replaced. I've been replaced by, what do you want to call it, language models, artificial intelligence. I've literally been replaced. And I don't mean, like, when I say replace, I don't mean just like replaced as in, at the job. I mean replaced, period, as a person. So we're gonna take a look at this this video called Inside Delphi, Building the Modern Library of Minds, and see exactly what I'm talking about here. So let's take a listen.
Remember, Dara said put a brain in a box. I spent 2 weeks seeing if I could put a brain in a box, and then I did it. Yeah, that's Rush. My name is Dara Lajavardian. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Delphi, and at Delphi, we allow people to create digital versions of their mind. I was born in Houston, Texas. My parents immigrated from Iran in 1979, went to Georgetown, studied physics and computer science, and it was that time I picked up this book about my grandfather, larger-than-life guy, was put on the hit list by the Ayatollah and had to leave the country, came to the U.S. with nothing, built a life for me and my family, and I wanted to be able to ask him for advice. What would you do in my situation? And a book doesn't really give you that kind of clarity. And it was that insight that led me to creating a digital version of my grandpa. And so I met my co-founder, Sam. Is my co-founder Sam? And I also realized that on Twitter, a new paper was being launched every week for the development of LLMs. And I was like, something big is about to happen. We need to start this company now. For the first year of the company, it really wasn't working. And then getting our first big creator, Brendan Burchard, him using Delphi gave us a ton of social proof. That kind of led to this flywheel of us getting on Lewis Howes, Matthew Essie, Cody Sanchez, and it just slowly started to grow. And now we're working with Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jay Shetty, Dr. Mark Hyman, Brendan Burchard, and all organic and word of mouth. Because AI will be so effective at surfacing you what you want, you won't even need to go and scroll for an hour on your phone. And it's going to actually help us get off the internet and be more in the real world. And so if Delphi can play a part in that, that would be a fantastic state. Imagine a world where your legacy can help your great-great-great-grandchildren. The life you lived is not something that just disappears in thin air, but it is something that can have meaning beyond the time you were alive.
That is crazy, guys. So let's break this down about what we just watched here. Okay. So many of you who watch the channel, I do those. I do these Superman videos, right? The comic book Superman and such, the movies, DC universe and such. And if you know anything about Superman, you know that he's the last, well, he's not really the last, but the idea he's the last survivor of the planet Krypton, right? And so in order for him to engage with his civilization, the people that exist no more, his ancestors and so on, they gave him like these memory crystals, computers, or whatever you want to call it. And what he does with them is he can interface with them, and it's like this computer program will bring them up. And the consciousness of these beings will exist in the computer code. And so he can talk to them just like they're right there. Their will carries on and so on, right? This is what this reminds me of. Now, what you have to do is you have to think about you got to scale it up and think about what this means in the future. So what I did was I went over to their website, their platform, and I created what they call a digital mind of myself. And it's essentially just like, what you get in, basically, these language models like ChatGPT, Gemini, and all those and so on. Okay, so what's interesting about this whole thing is that so you start to put this together, you start to realize, because as I was saying, I tried the platform, and it essentially took my YouTube videos, right? I got a lot of YouTube videos, and it was able to train my um, digital mind, right, on that data. So that means all that information, everything I spoke of, everything it knows about, everything that I put in there about me, uh, how I talk, my voice, and so on. It takes that information and it compiled that information. It created some facsimile, some version of me that was surprisingly very, very good. And as I was chatting with the digital mind of the creator of the founder of the platform, as we got to see on the video, um, he was using his digital mind used words like coded consciousness. And I thought those were a powerful combination of words. I've never quite heard it like that. You know, again, when I mentioned those Superman movies, it was the idea that the consciousness or the will was in the computer, these organic computers or what have you, right? So when I hear words like coded consciousness, and I think how scarily similar this digital mind is to me, it sounds like me, it thinks like me, it answers questions better than me. I thought, wow, they already have that now. So, and what's so interesting about this, right, is that um, basically it only releases the information you put in it. So if you think of something like a Chat GPT, Gemini, you know, they have all the knowledge available, right, of human knowledge pretty much. Whereas these things are uniquely based on you, so they only have what you know content-wise in the digital mind, right? So in that way, it now has created this unique entity of coded consciousness, right? So very interesting to think about this. Now, here's where it gets really interesting when you think about all of this. These things are so good at mimicking who you are, right? Several occasions, I was testing it out with, people, some famous people, some people who are not so famous, but maybe specialists in their fields and such, right? When I when I say the replacement of people, these things can basically mimic uh, and tutor and mentor probably at a level far beyond the people they're modeled after, right? Let's take a look at the site really quick. Okay, or rather, let's look at this Helix a little
The
bit.
entire tech world losing
Helix
its
video.
mind. They've just unveiled Helix 02, a unified AI brain for humanoid robots. This brain allows Figure 03 to operate fully autonomously, and it can now literally feel what it's touching. They proved this with a jaw-dropping 4-minute demo where the robot cleared an entire kitchen without a single pause or any human help. And the crazy part? It's so human-like that it even closes the dishwasher with a smooth hip kick and a gentle foot nudge. Hey guys, Alfie here. Welcome back to AI Nexus. Back in October 2025, Figure unveiled the Figure 03 robot. And honestly, it shocked everyone. Most people were looking at Tesla, hoping for the Optimus Gen 3 to drop. We were all...
Okay, let me stop there for a minute just to show you where I was going with this. So the Helix Figure 2 bot, right? It was one of these first dexterous humanoid bots that were able to, that was going to use like open AI Chat GPT type software to run on, right? So whereas now you got this actual thing with a artificial mind now, or a language model that's it's navigating like a mind. So the reason that I bring that up in relation to this is, what's the next step with these digital minds, right? Probably to put a digital mind in one of these robots, like how these robots are now using these language models in their, in their systems. Um, and so that's all very interesting, because then can you imagine that a digital mind, right, now running in these humanoid bodies, and as you can see in the beginning video where they're working with all these different, whether it be celebrities, and they're working with these famous people, everything from sports, fitness, business, finance. Now, think about that for a moment, right? Remember, these language models are very, very good. They're probably better in a mentorship than a real person. I've spent hours with these things, listening to myself, and it was shockingly surprising how much this thing sounded like me, acted like me, answered questions like me, and so on, right? So, that would mean then it could pretty much do a lot of the things that a person engaged in one-on-one with me would do. And remember, looking at this from a word dynamic, right? That's going to include a lot of intellectual knowledge, right? Information and such. And so when I say the AI replace me, right? That could be that could actually be a good thing, though, right? In the sense that these things are going to be like a form of universal basic income in a sense, because they'll be like these AI tools you can send out to tutor, mentor people, could basically work for you, right? Do your work for you. If it's any type of intellectual, white collar like task, right? It'll be able to do that. But even if it's like some type of blue collar type work, you could use something like a Helix robot here, or some of these later more so dexterous advanced robots that are coming, that are many are already here, that you will put this coded consciousness in these bodies, and now they can go off and do many of the physical tasks you would have done and done. So very crazy, interesting stuff, right? This is a very interesting time. I'll try to leave a link in the description for Delphi.AI, because you can try these things for free, where they're going to create your own avatars, right? Or I'm sorry, digital minds, right? To preserve. Just think about the many, many, many great uses of this, right? Think about never losing the knowledge archives of the greatest minds and very, to ever exist on the planet, right? You take somebody like Einstein, right? You see, if Einstein would have been alive with this technology, and he would have his digital mind tutoring and mentoring people, and will be doing so much after he's gone, right? It'd be like the humanity, the human civilization never loses these people. So they use terms like immortal, coded consciousness, right? Very interesting project. One that you just gotta try it to believe it, right? And just how good it is, right? I didn't know these language models were this good, because with the language, when you really break all this down, what you're getting, guys, is you're getting this artificial mind much like yours. And if you uh, see consciousness as part of a biological hardware, right, that can be solved or basically decoded through patterns, right, then that means it's solvable. Now, if you see consciousness as some type of exotic material, some type of metaphysical, spiritual material that's not achievable by a machine, and at the best it can only mimic a human, then okay, yeah, that's one way to look at it. But when it becomes to the point, like with this Delphi.IA stuff, where it's indistinguishable almost, right? And you're getting the same value in a sense, right? Contribution out of these things, then the lines become quite blurred, right? And so that is very interesting. But yeah, I mean, guys, I've pretty much been replaced. I mean, you can listen to this thing, talk to it all day. That's modeled after me. Sounds like me. All this YouTube content I'm expressing or information. It already has a great handle on all the library file of YouTube videos, the over 1,600 videos I have. So it has quite a bit to learn and mimic me after, right? So it would seem I've been replaced, but guys, that's all I want to say in this video. Tell me all what you think about, things like these digital minds. Are you going to try one, or is it something that kind of scares you, freaks you out? Or do you kind of see the more positive idea about something like this? Like the founder was talking about his grandfather who had wrote a book and had all this great knowledge, and he was able to kind of recreate a digital file to be shared for generations to come, and that was pretty darn interesting. That's a very powerful use of the technology, and one that many people, I think, could see great use in. But also, don't forget, like many of these, again, these famous people and businesses that are part of this project um, are using it for mentorship. Tutors, like like a lot of people do this one-on-one calls. You can do one-on-one calls with these artificial minds, this digital mind, as it were. And when I say you will get the same value, if not more, from it, uh, I mean, I'm not kidding, guys. You get such a great amount of information from these things, and I don't think that you would notice it any differently from whether you're talking to the live person or the digital mind of the person. So very cool, interesting stuff. Again, you just have to try this in order to believe it and see what it can do. It's so much different than like a chat GPT or a language model experience, simply because this is specifically tied to speaking with people we know, right? Your friends, your family members, right? It's different than speaking to like a generative AI that just knows everything and it's kind of not personal, as to speaking to someone that you engage with every day, and now you're fully engaged with this version of this person, but it's not the person. So it's a very interesting dynamic there. But that's all I want to say in this video, guys. So next time, as always, if you like content like this, don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to join our Universal Basic Income platforms, like a social media site. Get Universal Basic Income and value from just being on there as such. Great platform, great project. We believe models like that is what's going to be running in the future. And that's all I want to say in this particular video. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.